This is a video about the games I played as a kid, and a video about nostalgia as a whole. What games did you play when you were younger? Yeah, I bet you guys played some pretty good games. I played Rugrats for the PS2. Talking about the games you played as a kid is a very fun subject. Maybe there's a reason why I'm like this.
I love you, SpongeBob. I love you so much, SpongeBob.
That seems about right. The topic of childhood gaming is a topic anyone could probably add to and talk about for hours upon hours. Like this guy. What games did you play as a kid?
I played Manhunt for the PS2.
What? So, you know what? I'm going to do just that. I'm going to talk about the games I played as a kid in a nostalgia-filled, shovelware, licensed, Lego-filled video. This is my childhood games. We have to start somewhere. Nobody is born a gamer. You don't just shoot out of the womb playing this. I think my first ever exposure to video games was the PS3, which belonged to my uncle. And I played on this all the time. And when I say that, I mean I only played Lego Batman. And when I say that, I mean I did not know what the fuck I was doing. I somehow beat it. That was my experience with the PS3. It was Lego Batman, and sometimes I would play Batman Arkham Asylum. This game was fucking scary, dude. Yeah, that was my full experience with the PS3. Those two games. Look at this. Perfect collection for a 5-year-old in 2014. But this wasn't my collection. This was my uncle's PS3. And so I wouldn't have a console for a while. I had Minecraft Pocket Edition. That was fun. I didn't know what the hell I was doing though. One day I went to school and some kid was talking about a Freddy character from something called Five Nights at Freddy's. And I had no clue what the hell this was. So after school I asked my mom and she said he was from a movie called Nightmare on Elm Street. So I definitely spent a couple of months clueless thinking this was Freddy Fazbear until I discovered YouTube and watched this crackhead play it.
Why?
Cause we're playing Bendy.
Why?
Cause we're playing Bendy.
Why?
Bro, I'm editing this looking at And so I got the game Five Nights at Freddy's off the App Store. And I didn't finish the first night because I'm a pussy. And because of my experience with this, I became a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. Well, not a huge one. Not yet. For a little while, I didn't really play games unless it was like Angry Birds or 3D Blockcraft, whatever that game is. You guys know what I'm talking about? This game. I remember one day my grandma got me Minecraft PS3 edition, so I played it on my uncle's PS3, and I still didn't know what the hell I was doing. Look at this. This isn't no collection. This is a cry for help.
I still need help!
And so my cry for help worked, as I didn't get a new console, but a hand-me-down, the PS2. Somehow my parents both had a PS2. I mean, pretty fucking unsurprisingly, most sold console of all time, by the way. And so I'd been gifted two PS2s. And I'm pretty sure one was a slim and the other was like the fat original one. I mostly use the fat one for some reason. But with saying all that, the PS2 is a great console, especially for someone like me, a 5-year-old. This console is just so cool, from the bold look of it to the freaking UI. It was really cool. I would sometimes just not put a disc in and just mess around with these little icons for all my games. And how could I forget? This console was great. So what games did I play on this game? Well, every Friday after school, my dad and I would go down to the game store and pick out a couple of games, and the place was pretty cool. It wasn't like GameStop where they don't have any retro games, since this place was filled with them. And I would walk in and see a bunch of people sitting down and playing games, and this place was just pretty fun and a very exciting place for me when I was younger. It was all very welcoming. It just had a nice aura about it. There were just so many fucking games here. but I didn't really give a shit about the games that wasn't the PS2. So from, I want to say 2014 to 2017, I gathered quite the collection of games for this console. Now, were these games the God of Wars, the Shadow of the Colossuses, or even the Metal Gear Solid 2s? No. I was 5, and even if I did have these games, I wouldn't play them. I had better shit to play, like Lego Indiana Jones. And what a game for me. I remember having like a lot of sports and fishing games from my dad, but I didn't give a shit about those. And so I played Lego Indiana Jones, and I did not know what the hell I was supposed to do in this game. This wasn't Lego Batman. There was puzzles, and I had to use my brain. And it didn't help that I also had not seen any Indiana Jones movies prior to playing this game, so... And I mean, why would I watch this? I still haven't seen these movies to this day. I just thought this guy was like a f***ing Clutch Powers ripoff. That was my experience with Lego Indiana Jones. Speaking of Lego games, I also had Lego Star Wars 1 and 2. Now, I remember finding these at like a flea market or something, which was also a place I would go to a lot as a kid. You'd find some pretty cool retro and vintage stuff there. Like, I found a bunch of Ben 10 action figures there and like DVDs of like the OG series, and like that's just really cool. So if you were to take any advice from this video, go to a flea market, please. There's some like sleeper picks at flea markets. Just go to a flea market. It's worth it. Trust me. Anyways, Lego Star Wars was probably my favorite game on the PS2. I honestly think these games are perfect for a 5-year-old, and especially a 5-year-old me. I loved Legos and Star Wars, and I loved Star Wars Legos. So when it came time for me to play this game, I played the hell out of it. This game presentation-wise was just very funny. It just has that Lego charm to it. And because of that, both of these games have a very special place in my heart. I remember beating both of these games. I don't remember in which order. I honestly think I just played a level of 2 and then played 2 levels of 1 and just played these games in like random ass orders until I beat them. I just beat them like that. I remember when I was younger, I wanted the Jabba the Hutt Lego set, and even more so, I wanted the Rancor Dungeon Lego set. I don't know why, but this set was just so cool to me. There was this like huge dungeon that just looked cool, and then the huge monster, which I mean, look at this. This thing was so cool to me. This looks nothing like your average Lego guy. I just remember trying to build this set out of the pieces I had, and I even tried to replicate the trap door because that was also a pretty cool part of this set. And I just remember watching a ton of videos of like people building this set on YouTube and watching EvanTube HD unbox it and just being so f***ing jealous of this guy, because what do you mean this kid gets all of these Legos and I sit here with this Lego? What, 3 stormtroopers and like what is this, a f***ing jet ski, dude? No way. But what if I didn't need that set? Well, I remember one day, I was playing Lego Star Wars 2 until I saw Jabba the Hutt, and I realized something. Wait a minute. This is like the set. Holy crap, Jabba! Pull the lever! Oh yeah! This was the coolest thing to me. I not only got to experience this set, but it was like it was alive. I got to run from Rancor myself, and of course there isn't any real threat as this boss is piss easy, but I didn't let that Rancor hit me. I was too excited to. And so I played this segment. And after beating this game as a kid, I had only one complaint, and that's that the Rancor level was not long enough. But with that aside, these are still great games that represent the respecting trilogies very well. I just have super good memories of playing these games, and especially that first game. I would go back and play that final level over and over again. I thought this was just super cool. Talking about these games, and yeah, they're Lego games. You run around, fight things, collect coins, and sometimes there's like a minute puzzle, and sometimes there's a puzzle and very light ones at that. This isn't no Resident Evil puzzle. You're not trying to find the medallions or anything. These are more so just general common sense puzzles, even that. But I mean, gameplay aside, these games were just filled with content and so many characters. Holy shit, how many characters did Smash have when this game released? Yeah, there was a time where Lego beat Smash in one area. And another thing Lego beat was my life. I love these games. So what's next on the chopping block? Dear God! If you're a kid and had a PS2, there's a chance you played an abundance of licensed games. And I mostly dabbled in the cartoon ones like Fairly Odd Parents, Breaking the Rules. This game sucks. And it's just kind of, it's ugly to look at. Okay, well maybe that's pushing it. This game can look like the show,
But then you get moments like this.
Okay, twerp. Here's how it's gonna be. I'm in charge and you're nothing. Got it?
this looks rough. I played this game a good bit when I was younger, but it's just an alright platformer based off a popular cartoon show. Kind of like SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. But the thing is, this is probably one of the more fondly looked at licensed games, with this being a 3D platformer collectathon, with you being able to explore the world of Bikini Bottom and being able to play as famous SpongeBob characters, like Patrick. What a cool game. No wonder this got a remake in 2020. This is just a cult classic game every kid should have. Oh yeah, I didn't have this game. Instead, I had SpongeBob Lights, Camera, Pants. I remember getting this game from that same game store one day, and when I got home, I inserted it into my PS2 and played it by myself. This is a party game. So from that, you could probably tell I didn't get too far into this one. I played some of the mini games, but me being a single child with no one else to play these games with, I only really played this if I was super bored and wanted to see Squidward in 3D. Let's continue this Nickelodeon game train with Rugrats Royal Ransom. What a weird fucking title. That does not fit the game at all. Yeah, I liked Rugrats a lot when I was younger. Of course, now I don't really find the show as something I'd watch. Maybe if I'm feeling super duper nostalgic. But I mean, this show is cool. It's got some vibes to it. I don't know, the animation's nice. It's a classic Nicktoon, okay? But back then, as a 5-year-old, I thought this was a really cool show. You know, watching this as a 5-year-old, it got me to reminisce on those early years. And this game is just weird. Stu makes a huge ass like playset thing. The babies think it's cool. Then Angela takes the baby's like special possession, like the fucking teddy bears and shit. And the goal is to get your toys back and to also collect batteries for I don't know. This game is also like a platformer collectathon, like breaking the rules. And well, I didn't get too far into this one. Also, ew, look at this game. Attack in the Power of Juju, another licensed game I had that was also made by Nickelodeon. This game was like an experiment made by Nickelodeon, like a homunculus test tube baby, when Nickelodeon made its very own platformer in an era where everyone was making these things. You guys ever play Voodoo Vince? This was just your average 3D platformer, and my collection was just filled with these types of games. Attack was a weird game. I don't really remember getting too far into this one. I remember going to that local game store and picking up Kung Fu Panda and the Teen Titans game for the PS2. And yeah, I like Teen Titans. I watched the show, so why not get this game? And yeah, it was good. Didn't beat it though. Kung Fu Panda. I think this was a little while after I watched Kung Fu Panda 3 in theaters, so I guess he was fresh in my mind, and so this game must have stuck out to me.
Hey, what? Son, quit daydreaming. I got 4 orders for my famous secret ingredient soup and only 2 hands. Come on.
Fuck you! You fucking...
Why was that in the game? This game was just a simple kids action game. I mean, perfect for me. Not to finish. Based on these pickups, you could probably tell I was moving from 3D platformers to action games. Yeah, I still had platforming, but I was moving, and not with my legs, but with my skateboard. And to fucking break my legs. Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure. Yeah, this is extreme. Not for you pussies.
You're a pussy.
Yeah, I can skate as Woody while listening to Where's Your Head At from Basement Jaxx, please. I think I went too far with that. Disney's Skate Adventure is basically Tony Hawk, but you can play as Woody. And this shit was right up my alley. I played this all the time and loved it. And I was already a huge fan of all of these movies featured, especially Toy Story, and so this game was perfect for me. It was so cool to skate around Andy's room and just to explore all of these movies like worlds. And also, this game has like one of the greatest soundtracks of like any game I've ever played, especially a licensed game. You got Simple Plan, Basement Jaxx, Trust Company, fucking Smash Mouth. That's the Shrek guys, and here they are occupying the visual of Woody doing fucking kickflips. Great game. Played this all the time. Just epic. Now, what do we follow up with this? Okay, so here are a couple games I had but barely played. Star Wars Force Unleashed. I had this and didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I also had Battlefront 2, PS2 version, the OG, and I also didn't know what the fuck I was doing. If it wasn't Lego, then I did not know how to play these Star Wars games. I also had Crash Team Racing for the PS1, as my mom had the disc for it, and luckily for me, the PS2 is backwards compatible, so I played this game for a wee bit. Fun times. And that's it with the games I barely played. That's a quick quick little lightning round. Back to the games I want to talk about. The King Kong 2005 game. What a game. This is one of those really underrated games looking back at this. This game is just, it's super ambitious for a licensed game. The scope is oddly big, and it was ambitious for me as this game was not based on fucking Nickelodeon or that Power of Juju shit. King Kong was fun and cool. I liked the movie when I was younger, but this game was also kind of scary. It's got that ambience to it. And so I didn't play this one too much. I went right back to Lego Star Wars after playing this one because I was trying not to piss my pants. I also had a Dragon Ball game, which was alright. I wasn't really familiar with it. I would just watch Dragon Ball like late at night if it was the only thing on, Toonami or whatever. But I had a good time with this one. It was a simple fighting game. And that was my journey with the PS2. What a diverse library for an idiot like me. From 2014 to 2016, this was my library for a while. Of course, some of these games I might have picked up in like 2017, but the majority I picked and played in that time span of 2014 to 2016. And what a library, like I said. Mostly kids games, but some of these were just games for someone so young. What? Honestly, I'm surprised my library was this diverse. Well, as diverse it could be, with half of these games being fucking Nickelodeon games. But as you could tell, I wasn't quite the serious gamer. I wasn't serious with the craft of gaming yet. While in my late PS2 games, aka the year 2016, I was getting into YouTube and watching a lot of Let's Players and shit like Dan TDM, Corey Kenshin, and popular MMOs.
Ah! Oh god, my arm! Oh my, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? Oh my god, did that guy just blow up, try to blow me up with a bomb? Was that a terrorist?
I was watching all of those Let's Players, and so I played the FNAF games and Minecraft on the good old iPhone, you know, the classics. I was definitely getting more into indie games, as any kid around that time was. I was watching videos about Undertale and Hello Neighbor, but Minecraft was just probably my favorite one. It was a tie between these two, Minecraft and Five Nights at Freddy's. But Minecraft was the game I probably played the most. I wasn't shitting myself playing it. It was just a game for me to express myself, and so one day, I would be doing the normal. Sit down and watch cartoons. I think I was watching Back to the Barnyard until I saw it. An ad for a game titled Minecraft. But this wasn't any Minecraft. This was Minecraft Story Mode. And I knew I had to get this game. It was Minecraft, but with words and like, you could choose your own adventure. Look at this. I just remember really wanting this game, and so a couple days later, I drove past that old game store I knew and loved. And they had a poster up for Minecraft Story Mode, and I pointed at it, and I said to my grandma. So later that night, I would come home and my mom had gotten me a little surprise gift. A brand new PlayStation 4 with a copy of freaking Minecraft Story Mode. And so I moved from my old PS2 right to the... Now with the PS4, I can much more accurately tell you guys the order of when I got my games and what games I got, as the console is more recent and I just have a much more clear memory of this console. See, with the PS2, I don't know whether I got Kung Fu Panda or Rugrats first, and I just have to live with the guilt of that. I'm living with the guilt of getting fucking attacking the Power of Juju. Anyways, the PS4, gosh, this console is so memorable. The music and the whole menu, just the whole setup of the thing is very, like, I don't know, comforting. Maybe it's because I grew up with the console, but there's just something about this menu and the music and the little wavy interface. It's so fun. I remember playing the pack-in title, The Playroom, really cool pack-in thing. Not really game, but still cool. And onto the actual game I got with this. Minecraft Story Mode. This is basically your average Telltale game, but with a Minecraft skin. And I liked it. This is a super simple game. Barely any gameplay. The most you do is just kind of walk around and sometimes puzzles. But this is a choose your own dialogue game where you can affect the game and make your own choices. Fairly simple for a 7-year-old to play. I like this game, and honestly, it's a fairly cool game. Minecraft's just one of those things that could have potential with story, and I feel out of Minecraft's experimental endeavors, this is probably like the second best one. I don't know, I kind of like Minecraft Dungeons more. Minecraft Story Mode was cool. The Wither scared the shit out of me, and the music it plays is It's terrifying. And so I beat the first episode. And then I didn't beat any other episodes. And not for the reason you'd think. I didn't get stuck on the next episode or get bored of the game. No. I just didn't know how to download the episodes. So I definitely spent a good amount of time replaying the first episode, just hoping the other episodes would just magically appear. My game would just like magically update.
Is that a freaking beacon? They have a freaking beacon? Freaking beacon?
I'm not touching you. Not gonna touch you. I'm not.
The next day I went to the game store since I couldn't get any of the levels, and I got Minecraft. And I gotta say, this is when I fell in love with the game. I sunk hours and hours into this game. I have memories of just building whatever. FNAF Pizzeria? Sure. Giant statues? Okay. A ginormous replica of my room to be used as a hide and seek map? Yeah, why not? I played a good amount of this game at like hundreds of hours. And I mean, of course I did. Around 2015, I'd been getting into Roblox and playing that. Hopped into FNAF roleplay. Played a good amount of Fat Paps hobbies. If you know, you know. Around this time, I'd also just been getting into, you know, indie games and getting more into those. Watching the Let's Play YouTubers at the time play shit like Muddy Heights. And so Minecraft was a game I played a lot because it was very popular at the time. And I spent a lot of time playing survival. And I just remember one day I accidentally set my game to creative mode. Well, let's just say I never went back. Spent a hell of a lot of time with this game. A couple of days after getting Minecraft, I would get Lego Jurassic World. I was a Jurassic Park kid before Star Wars. I love dinosaurs and I watched Jurassic Park all day, every day.
What?
And right before this game came out, I had gotten Jurassic World on DVD for Christmas, about 3 months prior. So let's just say the obsession was back. This game came out at the right time, right era, right decade, right for me. All of the Jurassic Park movies as Lego levels, including Jurassic World. If you guys have learned anything from this video, then you could tell I just got these games. I was something of a connoisseur. Yep, that's me with 50 hours 8 years ago. This was just that Lego Star Wars formula brought over to the Jurassic Park movies, and it was perfect for me. It was so cool to see these dinosaurs in Lego, and at this time, they'd also released sets. I had this one. Just a good game for a 7-year-old. Guess what game I got next? Was it a licensed game? Yes. Was it a Nickelodeon game? It is if you count the show. I don't know why I had 2 Kung Fu Panda games as a kid. I just don't know why. Just a simple fighting game. Didn't play this that much. Already witnessed the best Kung Fu Panda game not very long before this. My mom picked up a couple of games for herself to play on here. So I got Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, Call of Duty, I played this and beat it like 7 months later. Definitely a cool game. I mean, this was the most real video game I had ever seen, and definitely like the most advanced. I don't really know how I even fucking played through this. And it was definitely the most real game I had ever seen. Well, the second most. Grand Theft Auto 5. I didn't really play the story on this game. I mean, I played some levels here and there when I actually knew how to get to them. But I just loved dicking around in this game, hijacking cars, doing parkour. Not going to the shoe store because look at me. My shoes are cool enough and I don't need fucking high heels. This was just a fun sandbox experience for me. These 2 games were pretty good additions to the collection for some variety. Speaking of variety, I think I had a problem. Continuing the Lego trend, I got Lego Marvel Superheroes. Hey, I saw some of the movies by this point. I like Spider-Man, and so this game was pretty fun. A huge city to explore, a fun, silly campaign, and just so many characters. Holy shit! I can play as this and MODOK in the same game. Definitely a pretty cool and much more bigger in scope Lego title, considering this huge map here to just play with all of these characters' different and unique abilities. Just a really like cool, I don't know, playground kind of sandbox-esque experience here if you're just not into the main story. And all of the games I played prior to this were much more linear. Well, the Lego games. But compare this to those PS2 games, and this is insane. I played a lot of this game and didn't beat it. I got stuck on the Galactus boss fight. Damn it, dude. Well, then came my birthday and I got Knack. This was a weird game. This was a PlayStation exclusive 3D platformer where you play as Knack, a guy made out of shapes who can remove his shapes to become small and add shapes to be big. And the gameplay is a result of that concept. This game is a giant tech demo, but I loved it. It's definitely just a cool concept. I just really liked transforming from this tiny puny punk to a giant muscular nitwit. I did go on to beat this game and it was good. When you really like actually examine Knack's design, you can tell that PlayStation was planning on making this their Mario. Like, he represents PlayStation through and through. Like, you got the triangles, the circles, the squares. I don't know where the the X is, but it's got to be in there somewhere. Maybe it's his heart. Thank God that wasn't their mascot, though. I definitely do like his design a little bit, but I think Gastrobot is a better fit, dude. Holy shit. You got Xbox's Master Chief, Nintendo's Mario, and then you got this fucking weird-ass pool of geometry. No thank you. I also had Far Cry Primal. Didn't play this that much. My mom got Devil May Cry, the shitty reboot. I also played this like a little bit, but not too much. I don't really care about this shit. This guy looks fucking lame as hell. Well, let's check in on what I was actually playing around this time. Oh my god! Little Big Planet 3. Around 2016, I had been watching videos of people playing this game called Little Big Planet, and it just looks so cool. I'd watched this YouTuber called the 8-Bit Theater played this game, and I just thought it was a cool ass video game, and so I went to my trusty game store and got it. And when I got home, I entered quite possibly one of my favorite games of all time. But Little Big Planet 3 was such a fun game. I know this is a controversial game in the series, but I didn't care. I love this game. The story was so cool. You as Sackboy have to free 3 different heroes and get their help, and you could play as them, and they each have their own characteristics and powers. Oddsock's a dog. Toggle is a guy who can change from big to small. We all know a guy like that.
Nick, ladies and gentlemen. Nick!
And Swoop is a bird. I was just waiting for a game where I could play as a bird, and a bird made of a sock. This is the coolest thing to me. Like, yeah, I'm playing as a sock puppet dog, and it's cool as hell. Like, yeah, going on a little tangent, I could talk about how this game is controversial to most Little Big Planet fans, as yes, this wasn't made by the original developers of those first 2 games. This game was developed by Sumo Digital, and the original 2 were made by Media Molecule. And that's a reason why a lot of people don't like this game. Well, I didn't play those original 2 games, and I still have not to this day. I don't have a PS3, guys. I still adored Little Big Planet to death, and it's just, oh my gosh, the story was just really cool to me. It's one of the only games where I just did more than the story, just because I was so desperate to get more content out of this. I did the fucking Pop It Academy levels, dude. I loved this game through and through. The story, man. Newton was a top tier bad guy. Okay, not really. He was kind of just... it's kind of weird. The villain Newton is voiced by the one and only Hugh Larry. And so we get awesome dialogue like this scene.
Do people really laugh at me?
Take a look in the mirror. What do you think?
And even greater so than that soul crusher of a moment, we get this scene.
We're doomed, dear friends.
That script said 5 back-to-back screams.
But I mean, the different gameplay options at hand here were very diverse and kind of cool to shake up the series a little bit, because by that point, the games weren't too different from each other. Yeah, Little Big Planet 2 is a beloved game and you got all these cool characters, but Little Big Planet 3, I think, was a very good game for me. Now for you, that may be different, but at the end of the day, I think for me, as a little boy in like 2017, 2016, this game was just amazing for me. And I'm sure it was amazing for a lot of people, you know, around that time when this game came out. Just a fun game, just a really fun game. And this game, like Minecraft, definitely opened up my imagination and got me to create some levels. I mean, some of these aren't really levels and more so mad scribblings of a 7-year-old visualized into a video game, but to me, I was making the next Mario game. This was just a fun game, and I just have a lot of good memories with this one, whether it's playing the story, making my own levels, and just playing other people's levels when I figured out what Wi-Fi was, fucking like Jeff the Killer levels and shit, dude, Sonic.exe. Little Big Planet 3 is definitely the greatest game I played when I was younger. Okay, now let's introduce you to my next two games I got. Lego Worlds and Terraria. You can probably tell I was getting into sandbox and I don't know, survival games. Lego Worlds was the next Lego game I got, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Definitely can make some cool things in this game, but I did not realize that at the time. So after playing this for like 2 hours, I hopped onto Terraria. For less than an hour. This shit was confusing. I thought Terraria had creative mode, and my brain was just not ready for whatever the hell this thing was. And yeah, those were the games I got that fateful day in 2017. So after this, I got another Lego game, of course. Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. I got 4 chapters in out of 10 and called it a day. If I have something positive to say, definitely the most realistic Lego game yet. Look at this shading. Reminds me of real life. Tearaway Unfolded was another game I got from my trusty game store, and this was a game made by the developers of the first 2 Little Big Planet games. Not the developers of Little Big Planet 3, the only one I'd played beforehand. I mean, I probably knew that. I think I found this game on YouTube or something, watching some Let's Players play it, and must have got interested in it. And just my luck, they had it at the game store. Definitely a pretty cool game presentation-wise. I mean, everything's paper, and it just looks so unique. And the gameplay, too, is very different. It's more of a 3D platformer, as opposed to Little Big Planet, which is a 2D platformer. Definitely a cool change of pace for the developers and something different. Style-wise, very cool and unique game. Like, just look at this gameplay. This is awesome. But I think I just preferred Little Big Planet 3 over this one, as I didn't beat it when I was younger, but I still played it a good bit. I played Star Wars Battlefront, the first one. Didn't play this that much. I played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan. Pretty cool game. I wanted to be green one day and got to be green. That's why I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan. Christmas of 2017 came and I got 2 games. Knack 2. It's Knack 2. And I played 2 hours less than the first. Oh no. Yeah, I was not interested in this one. I guess I already got my Knack fill, so this one was just kind of I don't know, another thing to play. But the real game I got that holiday, the real banger, the real stocking stuffer I got was Ben 10. I should do stand-up.
I'm from like Wakanda.
I went back to my roots of shitty license games. The Ben 10 reboot was a show that got me into Ben 10. I got into the series through this show, yet I thought this show was the worst of the bunch. I agree with 8-year-old me. I used to watch, what was that YouTube channel? The fucking Roundtable? They'd be like, top 10 worst Cartoon Network cartoons, and then they put like Ben 10 reboot next to like the fucking problem solvers. I miss fucking cartoon YouTubers. I used to watch Vale Skibum every day in like 2017. You play that intro. Anyways, this was an alright video game. It was cool to play as aliens and transform, but it's just a mindless kids platformer action game. I wanted Ben 10 and had to make do with what I had. Later I would get Infamous Second Son and Mortal Kombat X, and these are real video games. I like these games a lot, but soon tragedy struck. One fateful day in early 2018, I wanted to use my PlayStation to play a DVD, like I always do with my PlayStation. When I'm not playing complete dog shit, I'm watching it. And so I grabbed my DVD of The George Lopez Show and inserted it into my PlayStation, and it got stuck because I shoved it in without realizing I had another disc inside. Yeah, and so that was the end of my PS4. We had good memories, but all things must come to an end. Well, that was my PS4 collection, and, well, it's filled with variety. A lot of different games here on display. Still a good amount of Lego games, but you got some pretty good actual video games here. Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Little Big Planet, Knack. Just some good games here that I love, but also some shitty ones thrown in here, and some that really didn't intrigue me. Overall, I had some pretty good games looking back at them, but luckily in early 2016, I had gotten another console that I did not mention yet. Yeah, my dad had a Game Boy Advance, and I played a SpongeBob game and a Attack game. They were both shitty 2D platformers. Also, why did I write in the script GBA Advance? The A stands for Advance, you fucking idiot. Also, this wasn't the console I was talking about. I was actually talking about the The Nintendo 3DS. This was my introduction to the world of Nintendo. At the time of 2016, I was heavily into my Pokemon phase. I watched the anime, played the card game, bought the merchandise, and hadn't played a game. And so I had gotten Pokemon XY. I don't remember if it was X or Y, but it doesn't really matter. I remember playing this game like a pretty good bit. I mean, it's a Pokemon game. Everyone's played at least one of these, and so I don't really got much to say. It's Pokemon, simple RPG, and I think anybody can really understand this game. Then we got Pokemon Rumble World. Why? I've kind of talked about this game before, but I guess we got a double dip sometimes. Pokemon Rumble World is at like a good 5 out of 10 game. There's really nothing else to this one. It's really it's a video game. I also had The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. I played these a good bit, but I also didn't really know what the hell I was doing in these. I also had A Link Between Worlds. I don't remember playing this one too much. Zelda clearly wasn't the series for me when I was younger, which don't worry, I've played through Breath of the Wild, and I'm going to play through all these games, you know, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, even freaking Wind Waker. Whoa, yeah. So yeah, with me not being the biggest Zelda fan, I had to return to tradition. Lego Hobbit. I played this game a good bit, that's all I gotta say. I think I beat it. How many Lego games is that? Damn. I mean, I just had to play this one, and yeah, it's a Lego game. I'd pretty much figured these things out, and I beat it. I also had Lego Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty sure I beat both of these games, despite not seeing these movies, but I still like these games. I also had Mario and Luigi's Dream Team. I actually really liked this game. It was a simple RPG and it's a pretty charming game. Of course, I also had New Super Mario Bros. 2. I played this game a shit ton. Of course, at the time, people were getting sick of the oversaturation of the new Super Mario Bros. Games, but I didn't care because I still love this game. It's just a pretty fun platformer, and I think this was a good first actual Mario game for me. And so after that, I would play my first Luigi game.
Luigi, I just want to touch you.
Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I played this game a lot also. I thought this game was pretty cool, and while it's the weakest of the three to many people, I still enjoyed it a lot. Now for the game I probably played the most on my 3DS. Animal Crossing New Leaf. I love this game. I spend hours upon hours in this game working on my town and just talking to the residents. I freaking love this game, dude. I love this game so much that I got a Tom Nook plush. And if that wasn't enough, I also got an action figure of him too. This was just a super fun game to me, where I could make my own town and talk to some fun and wacky characters, and Rossetti was also there. F you. Now in 2018, I had gotten into Fortnite and played the shit out of that game, dude. Holy hell. And that was like the only game I played for like a year. I'd play with my 3DS certain times, but most of the time I was glued to Fortnite for a good year. In 2019, I had returned to my PS4, and no, I didn't fix it. I instead figured out how Wi-Fi worked and decided to just buy digital games for it, like Fortnite. I also had bought the essential games I had on my PlayStation, like Minecraft and Little Big Planet 3. And I also had gotten some new games off the PlayStation Store, like Cuphead, Cluster Truck, Human Fall Flat, Gang Beasts. All of these games were just cool little games I had watched videos of and wanted to play. Like Gang Beasts, you guys, if you guys know me, you know I love that game. I've made a video about it. I might revisit Gang Beasts soon because there's actually a lot more to talk about. I'm just kidding. Since I made that video, they have added one map to the game, and that video was made almost 3 years ago. Oh my gosh. By 2020, when the virus had struck, I had sunk a shit ton of hours playing Minecraft until one day I was playing Minecraft and I guess my PS4 just had enough, as from what I remember, I like pulled my controller on accident and my PS4 fell 2 inches from the entertainment center and just got unplugged. And when I plugged it back in, I saw this. Rest in peace to my PS4. Well, until 2022 when I fixed it. So with my PS4 broken, I had to resort to my other options and go back to my 3DS. At this time, I had been watching a ton of Nintendo YouTubers at the time, like Scott the Woz, and I don't know, beat 'em ups or something. So I was getting really into Nintendo and just all these games. So I just played my 3DS, and I also bought some new games for it, like Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS. I love this game. There's just something so cool about seeing all of these characters in one game. Like, yeah, I liked Disney's Skate Adventure. Of course, this game would amuse me. I played this game so much, I even got some of the DLC, like Mewtwo. I also unlocked all of the characters, which was cool. You guys remember Smash Run? That was really cool. Can we have trophies in the next Smash game, please? I also had gotten Super Mario 3D Land. This was a pretty cool Mario game. Simple, fun, and had some good levels. That's really all I have to say. This game is good. Go play it. And this was my entire 3DS collection. Now, we had some pretty good games here, and I think every person that had a 3DS has played at least one of these games, you know? I mean, there's definitely some variety here, but most are Nintendo games, of course, and, you know, you got some oddities like Lego Hobbit, but a much more consistent library than my other consoles, and overall, the 3DS was a cool-ass console with a really cool feature with it, and had such a good library of games, just a very good and nostalgic handheld for me. The time is 2021 and it's almost summertime. My PS4 is broken and all I've got is my 3DS, which I was starting to teeter off of. Until for my birthday when I got the Nintendo Switch, and this marks a shift. By the time I got my Switch, I was much more in tune with the internet and the consensus of certain games. I knew what was a bad game and what was the best of the best. So no more buying this, or this, or this, or any of the bad games I have fallen victim to over the past couple of years. This is also the last console I'm going to briefly talk about as well. When I got my Switch, I'd gotten Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, it's Mario Kart, you gotta have Mario Kart. I like this game a good bit. A couple days later, I would get another game because just playing Mario Kart is boring as hell, dude. And so I got Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and this game is really good. One of my favorite Mario games. Super Mario 3D World is a really fun time, and Bowser's Fury is awesome. It's like an open world Mario game, which is really cool. Just an awesome set of games. I also had a couple more games like New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Mario Party, and Splatoon 2. Made me piss on them editor. These are just fun games I would play from time to time, but I also get another game, that being Animal Crossing New Horizons. And of course I like this game. I played the shit out of the 3DS one, so I also played the hell out of this one too, and I loved it. I got a couple more games for my Switch like Rayman Legends, Minecraft Dungeons, Mario Plus Rabbids, Kingdom Battle, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and New Pokemon Snap. I don't know why I read that like I was rapping, but editor, keep that in. That's just sick as hell, man. I gave all of these games the time of day and loved them all. And if you can tell anything by my Switch collection thus far, it's that I was getting really serious about collecting. And one day my collection would change as I would come home with 2 games. One of those being Super Mario Maker 2, and this game is a really fun time. I love being able to make my own levels, and the addition of your own world map is just so cool. I could make my own Mario game using this instead of having to use the level maker in Little Big Planet 3. And the different styles they have is just so cool. I played this one a ton. The other game I picked up was none other than Super Mario Odyssey, and boy, did I love this game. This is just the perfect evolution of everything 3D Mario, and the concept alone is just so cool. Mario can throw his cap on any enemy and warp into their bodies. That's just so cool. And it allows for many like different gameplay styles and cool ways to get stars and stuff. I poured hours into this game and just playing it, having a good time. I remember watching this opening cutscene and this was genuinely hype and still is. And what better game to end this video than Mario Odyssey? At the time I had picked up these 2 games, I was 12, and well, I would say your childhood ranges from 1 to 12. And I was over 12 when I got my other games in my collection. So that's it. This was my Nintendo Switch collection. Not as much variety as there are less bad games, but just a solid collection. Like, I could have easily dipped my feet into some bad games, but no. I knew what I wanted and got it. Some good games and also some of the greatest games of all time. So overall, my Switch collection was good at this time. You might have noticed that each segment of this video kind of got done with quicker and quicker, and that's because I suck with pacing. But also looking over this script and seeing each segment has made me realize something, and that's that this video is kind of like time. When you're younger, time can go by so slow, and the older you get, the more quicker time gets. And it's made me realize that video games are very important to not only me, but tons of other people. Of course, I knew that before, but looking back and reflecting on them has made me realize how much they impact my thought process and the way I think in a good or bad way. Not only were these games fun to me then, but some of these also made me think outside the box or express myself in ways I couldn't outside of the consoles I was playing. The reason I made this video was just to look back at what I played as a kid, just for a fun video, and well, yeah, that's what this video is. Guys, I'm not gonna go full video essayist mode. I talked about tack and the power of juju in this video. But overall, looking back at these games I played was fun, and I hope to see other people make videos like this, because this is a really fun topic to talk about. Overall, the games you played as a kid can shape who you are today, and looking back, I wouldn't really change what I played. Yeah, I wish I had some better taste and didn't give into the licensed games trap in the PS2 era, but those games I played were great, and some were truly the best games I've ever played. If I had to play all these shitty licensed games and all these boring, forgettable games to end up with what I have here, with all of these great games that I've played, all of these experiences that I've kept in my childhood, I wouldn't have it any other way.